week. And for me, the big thing was really the mindset shift once again. So I know what I should be eating. I know that I should be, having the smoothies, things like that as a meal supplement. But really, every time I do the reset, it's that shift in thinking about grabbing fresh vegetables versus processed foods and really increasing how much water I'm drinking each day. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's huge for me too. I think this last one I did, Heather and I both just came off of a reset last week, and it's that major, I think my husband and I usually try to do one maybe every 6 to 8 weeks or so. And it's just that reminder that our body needs to just lay off some of that processed food and reach for healthier options. And it looks like Kathy has her hand. She's waving at us, but I'm not sure.
I think that's my mom, Carrie. Hey, how are you? Can you hear us?
Oh, yep. Carrie added that.
Awesome. Yay.
Carrie's here. Welcome, Carrie. Nice to meet you.
I don't know if Kathy's got her. I'm assuming she can hear us, but
Kathy's hand is up. I'm wondering if she can unmute and ask a question if she has to, or if she's just saying hi. There should be a little icon you can hover over to unmute. If it will let you. Let's see.
There you go, Kathy. Yeah. Oh. Where's she? What happened?
She's saying that it's asking for 19.
Are we good to go?
Yeah, I've got 2 people that are trying to get in that are struggling. So I hate to make us wait much longer.
I think that's Kevin.
Can you try to send?
I don't know if he's still doing that.
Too?
Hello, can you hear me?
We could hear you for a second.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yes,
you're a little shaky. Welcome, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Gary.
Emily's here too with me.
Oh, awesome. Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll try to keep this brief and to the point and just share a little bit about what the reset is and what it's done for us. And then you guys will have a chance to ask any questions, and hopefully we can answer questions, and we can always follow up with things if, we don't want to stay on here too long. I know everybody's got busy night. So
yes. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I've got Kevin on duty trying to help other people get in.
Sounds good. So more people might join us, and that's wonderful. Yeah. But we will just go ahead and start. And I'm not sure how much you guys are already familiar with the 5x5 reset, but we'll just kind of touch on a little bit and go from there. So basically, it's called the 5x5 reset because it's 5 days of using 5 different products. And we'll touch on each of those and what their purpose is. And it's basically, as you can see, just everybody kind of describes it a little bit differently depending on who's taken it. And I like to describe it as just that 5-day break from processed foods, just to allow your body time to detox. These products you're going to take allow your body, your cells, to detox and rejuvenate with proper nutrition throughout those 5 days. Heather, how do you explain it to people? Because you have a little different spin on it as well.
For me, it's really the 5-day break from processed foods is really what I say. For me, it's like I was kind of describing, I know when my mom was getting on the line yet, it's that break and really that mind shift of, what you should be eating. So yeah, pretty much the same thing there, Tracy. It's a break.
Yes. And we always say anyone can do it for 5 days, right?
That's
anyone can do anything for 5 days.
Yep.
There's many, many different benefits. Obviously, everybody experiences a little bit of a different effect from the reset. You may experience a little bit of detoxing, which, can cause some headaches, maybe things like that. But we have some products that can help offset those things as well. But ultimately, it's really just, it's going to benefit you in many, many different ways, be it weight loss, be it sleeping better, be it just higher energy, be it helping intestinal issues flow a little more smoothly. There's just a lot of amazing benefits, as you can see from the list here. And I think Heather and I have probably experienced all of these.
Yes. Absolutely.
So like I said, there's going to be 5 different products, and they are really briefly, you're going to have, well, this mentions 3 smoothies. And basically why it says that is because you're going to have a morning smoothie and lunch smoothie, and you have the option of having a 3rd smoothie for dinner. We usually suggest that you have a salad, and then if you're still hungry, have a smoothie. But some people, it just works better. I have a single gentleman that's done it in the past, and he's just drinking smoothies all the time, and then he munches on veggies throughout the day, and that's just works for him, and that's great. And my husband, sometimes when he's at work or he has a lunch meeting or something, he'll do a salad for lunch instead of dinner. So it's very flexible. It can work with your schedule. But that's why they list the 3 smoothies a day. Obviously, lots of water, the 3 supplements, along with an energizing tea, and we'll talk about the benefits of that in a little bit, and then lots and lots of fruits and vegetables. And that's kind of the key to the 5x5. And Heather is going to share a little bit about the main protein.
Yes. So the protein, and we've got it all listed up here on the screen, if you guys can see all of that. So 24 grams of protein is going to be the equivalence of 4 eggs for you. One of the other really cool things about the protein is it also contains leucine, which will help you to preserve your muscle mass. And it's still going to give you guys that nice defined shape too. And then it's got the 6 grams of fiber in it, which is also going to equivalent out to 2.5 bowls of oatmeal. I always love seeing that, like how much, we're putting into our bodies. 23 different vitamins and minerals, which it will make up a complete meal for yourself. And then it's also got the pre and probiotics in it as well. So, and I have Henry here with me. I'm sure you guys can all see him.
Hi, Henry.
He loves doing the shakes with us. Of course, he's not doing it for weight loss, but what do you always say, Henry? What do the shakes make you feel?
Fuller.
They make him feel more full all day long. He says he feels full if he has a shake. And one of the cool things too is they do have all different flavors as well. We tend to do a lot with the vanilla just because we add fruits and veggies to ours. So one of our most common ones that I know that Henry's favorite is we throw a banana and some strawberries in there. And then with kids, what I love is I can throw spinach in there too, and he doesn't even notice it's in there. So he's getting extra fruits and veggies. And then they've also got the strawberry, the cafe latte, chocolate. That's my daughter's favorite. We tend to like to do the chocolate with a little bit of peanut butter and a banana in there. And then seasonally right now we do have the pumpkin spice too. So lots of different variety. And I know, Tracy, you use a different one because you have a soy issue. I know my mom does as well. Now that's just a plain flavor, correct?
Mine, it's actually vanilla. So they have, they actually have, I believe they have vanilla and chocolate and non-soy, but I actually have an allergy to legumes in general. And the non-soy has pea powder in it as well, which is a legume. So I have to actually take the whey protein, which is delicious as well. And that only comes in vanilla. So there's lots of options. This just happens to be the main one that we suggest with the 5x5. Because it does have the prebiotic, the probiotics, and the additional vitamins and minerals that just help with that proper nutrition. The whey does have the vitamins and the minerals, but it does not have the pre or the probiotics in it. So, and I think for me, I noticed the hugest change when I originally started doing the reset many months ago. So probably about, what was the beginning of this year was when I did my first reset. And I noticed immediately my energy increasing because I have different food allergies, and getting that protein that I needed was just an immediate energy boost for me. And then I experienced the results I had after my first reset. I had lost about 6 pounds and a few inches. I wasn't really good at measuring myself before and after. I've learned since then to try to be better at that. But I continued taking the shakes because I had a goal of losing a certain amount of weight. And I loved the energy that I got from them. And so over the next 6 weeks, because I was just, supplementing some of my meals with those shakes, I lost 4 dress sizes and a total of 13 pounds, which doesn't really seem like that much, but because of that added leucine, I was able to maintain my muscle mass. So everything I was losing was just the fat, and it was just amazing. So my shape was just very nice, and I felt comfortable again in my own skin. And the coolest part is it wasn't a fad diet. It was, a healthy way of just getting to a healthy weight. So I never like to use the word weight loss program, because for us in Shaklee, that's not what it's all about. It's about just getting to that healthy weight. So we'll talk a little bit about the supplements. The first one that you'll take after your morning smoothie is your alfalfa. And you can see there's many benefits to taking alfalfa. And if you have heard about it at all, you may already be familiar with what a wonderful supplement alfalfa can be. And the main reason we take it with the reset is because of the way it does support the kidney and the urinary tract functions, which are going to be working overtime during those 5 days. Just to touch a little bit, you might say, well, can I just take anybody's alfalfa? Why does it have to be Shaklee alfalfa? Well, I'll just throw this up here really quickly just to talk for like a minute about the Shaklee difference. Shaklee, for those of you that are not familiar with Shaklee, has actually been around, well, the company has been around for 60 years, but Dr. Shaklee himself, who started it, created the first multivitamin in the United States over 100 years ago. And he was all about finding balance and harmony between nature and science, and started this company. And it has just been an amazing testimony to just integrity and innovation over the past 60 years. They have created things for NASA, for the astronauts. I think the number has grown. I think it's 137 athletes from the Olympics have won medals. And Olympic athletes don't just take any supplements, because they are very cautious about the purity of what they're taking and putting in their bodies. And it just goes to show Shaklee really goes above and beyond to maintain the purity of their products. And they, as you can see, just kind of some of these numbers, but the main one that I like to highlight is that they go above and beyond typical testing for pesticides. You'll hear us maybe use the term beyond organic, because they don't just look at what's being sprayed on the plant. They look at, okay, what was in the soil before this plant? What is in the water that's being put on the plant? What's downstream? What's upstream? They look at all these different things, and they are also testing it throughout the whole process, not just when they find the ingredient, but as they're processing it as well. So it's just really amazing. And I'm sure we've all heard horror stories about what people are finding in different supplements and medications nowadays. So it's really important to find a company that you can trust and that has integrity in their products, and is also very well known in the scientific industry. And everything they produce has clinical studies behind it, to show that not only does it work short term, but long term. And if you guys have any questions on that kind of stuff, Heather or I are happy to answer those in the future for you as well. But the second supplement that we'll talk about is called Liver DTX. DTX Complex. And it has, again, many different benefits, but as you're detoxing throughout those 5 days, your liver is going to be working overtime to get rid of those toxins, because that's the way that your body eliminates them. So this is huge, just to keep the bile flow regular. And here's just a few reasons why we need added liver protection. And I know several people that just take this all of these supplements can be taken regularly. They're not going to harm you. If you take something or you see something, you're like, wow, that would really benefit me to be on it all the time. There's nothing in these that says you only have to take them for 5 days. But the reason they're all, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because when I did the reset, I found that my allergies were a lot better, and ended up being the alfalfa was a huge factor in that. Not saying
Yes.
it cured it, but let me tell you, I mean, I felt a lot better. I definitely don't have near the symptoms of what I had before, and I'm not taking a Claritin anymore. I'm able to just take the alfalfa
Wow.
and kind of push through it. So you definitely will find that some of these products, there's certain things that will work, for other as well. So
Yes, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that take alfalfa for that purpose. Here's one of my favorite
Me too.
supplements. And I think anybody that takes it that maybe struggles with intestinal issues or has any gut concerns or issues will maybe find this beneficial. But Herblax, don't let that scare you. It's a very gentle laxative, all natural. And it lists actually on here what's in it if you're curious. But we recommend that you just you start with maybe one the first night, see how your body reacts to it in the morning. But some people can take 2 to 4 a night. I don't know who's taken 4, but
not me. One is plenty.
I think 1 or 2 is usually the key.
Yeah.
But it's a very cheap, easy way to just continue that regularity. And just as you can see, like cleaning out the intestinal tract is just such a key for overall health. And obviously very important when you're doing some type of a detox or cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
And Heather, you want to touch a little bit on the importance of the teas.
Yeah. So the tea, and I've always loved tea, but anybody that knows me knows that I am a diehard coffee drinker. And so that was actually my biggest fear when I was going to do this reset. I'm like, how am I going to make it 5 days without coffee? And I remember talking to you, Tracy, about it. I think I was like almost crying on the other end of the phone. I'm like, I cannot do this 5 days without coffee. But you know what? It was actually quite easy to do. The tea, it's an energizing tea. So not only does it help our metabolism when we're drinking that, but it gives you just that natural energy. And so I found that in the morning, because I'm a coffee drinker, I decided that I was going to have 1 cup in the morning to just kind of help get me, up and moving and replace that cup of coffee. And then also I would take another one midday as well. So in the tea, you can do either the green tea or there's a pomegranate tea. So even if you're not a huge tea drinker,
That's my friend Heather.
one of the two will go ahead and, work for you. You can mix them up hot or you can mix them up cold. I usually tend to do mine warm just because I'm a coffee drinker. But I have found that even after now doing the resets, this is one thing that I have actually stuck with. My coffee intake has decreased so much because I prefer to just grab one of these middle of the day, gives me a good pick-me-up, and I don't have that crash an hour or 2 later. So,
yes, thank you very much. Yeah, and another thing you can do with the tea, they're ground up, as you can see in the picture. They're these little tea packets. Actually, I have one here. And my husband will rip them open and pour them in his Life Protein and make he likes the pomegranate. So it'll make a little berry flavor shake too, if you're not adding in fruits and vegetables, or even if you are. So if you're not a tea drinker or anything, that's an option as well, because there's, as you can see, lots of benefits to having the tea involved in the process.
That helped too with my headaches. The first reset that I did back in July, I had some headaches and I was really struggling with that. And I'd called Tracy and she's like, are you drinking your tea? And I'm like, no, I'm just crying about me not having coffee. And as soon as I was drinking that too, it did help with the headaches as well. So,
yep. Speaking of, here's just a little list of items to avoid. And Heather, why don't you share a little bit more about your experience with the reset, like from the beginning then?
Yeah. So for me, I guess kind of from the beginning, I I mean, several different things that I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to really get a good jump start on some weight loss. Many people know that I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, and so I was really struggling to kind of get that jump started. And so I was looking for something to kind of help me to change my eating habits too. So that's why I decided to try a reset. And it really, the one thing that I had to wrap my head around was, how am I going to eliminate the processed foods and start grabbing the fruits and vegetables? And so for me, I had really decided that the entire family needed to get on board with it. And it wasn't just me needing to make a lifestyle change. It was everybody in the house, including the kids. And so now, ever since July, we on Sundays as a family get together and we prep all of our fruits and vegetables, and we put them into little snack size Ziploc bags. And our bottom drawer in our fridge always has easy to grab, easy go snacks. So if I'm, running home or, on a lunch break and I want to grab a snack for the afternoon, I have a bag of carrots, celery, whatever that may be. And once we really got to that point, we now, this sounds crazy, but our grocery bill has decreased so much because everybody now is reaching for the fresh vegetables and the fresh fruits. The kids have one snack item that they maybe throw in the cart when we go grocery shopping, whereas it's primarily fruits and veggies. And then my little guy sitting next to me, he'll go for pistachios if that's an option. So, some nuts as well. But it really wasn't as hard as what I thought it would be. Waking up, having the smoothie, it was actually a lot easier than having to make breakfast in the morning. And then, just being able to grab those, prepackaged fruits and veggies, it was quite easy actually.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I just love how you turned it into a family affair, and I think that's what happens when you're family. I mean, kids are watching everything we do, right? And when we do it, by the end of the week, my kids are like, hey, I want a smoothie. Hey, I want to have that kind of salad too. And, it's just really cool to see the ripple effect that it has. Yeah. One last thing just to touch on quick that also has carried over for me personally is every morning to start the day with a nice tall glass of lemon water. And as you can see, there's many benefits to having lemon water in the morning. Typically, we recommend that you have it before you have your smoothie. And it helps get the metabolism flowing, and it helps oxygenate the blood and energize, and it has many wonderful benefits. So that's something as well that is recommended that you do during the reset. Some of you may be wondering how much the reset costs. And if you're curious about that, there is a flat fee. Now, if you're a member with Shaklee, it's a little bit lower. Members usually have about a 15% discount. But the cost of the reset program is $158. That includes a canister of 15 servings of the protein, and it can be whatever flavor you would like. And it includes the alfalfa, the liver DTX, the Herblax, and a box of the tea. The tea, there's 28 sticks in there, so that can last as long as however many you're drinking per day. But the other three supplements, depending on if you want to continue taking them after the 5 days or not, they could last you up to 6 different resets. So that's kind of a fun thing. Like for us, we don't take everything every day, so we always have some supplements left over to use for the next time we want to do a reset together. So and then it's just a matter of buying a different canister of protein, which is easy and simple to do. So there's also some other options that are available through Shaklee. If you are a heavy coffee drinker or soda drinker, energy drinker, there is these energizing chews and energizing additives to water that are all natural that we would recommend, because you may suffer some headaches and some issues if you don't have something kind of combating what you were used to being on. There's also meal bars and snack bars that are approved for the reset as well. So it just depends on if you are a huge sweets lover or salty snack lover, there's options too. So we'll open it up. Does anybody have any questions? That's kind of the gist of it all, and a little package there for you. I hear somebody.
We're getting static from someone.
Sounds like. Oh.
I'm kind of curious about the. Heather will be the first to tell you that I drink a ton of energy drinks.
Yes, you do.
It's bad. It's
Okay.
really bad.
Okay.
And a lot of it is just convenience, right? It's even more convenient than coffee for us. So Dale and I drink a ton of energy drinks. We know that it's bad for us. We want to quit drinking them, but it's addictive. It's I guess something to do with the metabolism being addicted to that process, from what I've read anyway. And the convenience, right? The convenience is addictive too. So I'm kind of interested in what a little bit more about the energy stuff, just because that's us. That's like our whole lifestyle revolves around Monster energy drinks.
Yeah, definitely. As far as the energizing tea that Heather was talking about, so that comes in the 2 flavors. The green tea is unsweetened, and you could add, some honey or stevia to it if you like sweetened things. But the pomegranate tea is the one that has a little bit of stevia sweetener in it already. And I don't know if we lost Kevin or not, but I don't see you on the screen anymore. But anyways, yeah. So these will also do basically what your energy drinks will do, but in a natural way that's not harming your body or adding additional sugars that are, we all know how scary sugar is for us nowadays.
Right.
And like I mentioned, those energy chews as well. I know people that, they're really designed for athletes, like endurance athletes, to chew as they're running a marathon to give them that boost of energy. Now, I know some ladies that wake up first thing in the morning. Oh, that's weird. Somebody's writing on my... I don't know what's happening. I'm not touching anything. As you can see, I'm talking with my hands.
Somebody's
figured out how to write on the screen. Anyways, sorry. Oh, okay. It's okay. But anyways, I know moms that wake up first thing in the morning and pop one of those energy chews in their mouth because they just need that instant pick-me-up before they get out of bed in the morning. So, I mean, they're really versatile, and they can be used in many different ways. So Heather or I are happy to answer any other questions about that if I didn't answer what you were concerned about.
Kevin just texted me that his computer died and he's trying to reboot. So I told him, don't worry, I'll catch him up to speed.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm trying to think. I don't know. Okay. So does anybody else have any other questions at this time? I think we just have a few more minutes before it's going to kick us off here.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Is that Kathy? Yes.
I just have a few things to say. First off, I raised my daughter on Shaklee protein instead of going to the infant formula and all the bad stuff that's in that. I went to the Shaklee protein and then added a tablespoon of cold pressed olive oil to her.
All natural, everything, Kathy.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Growing up, yeah, and now she's hooked on it. I mean, she loves the vanilla Shaklee protein. I mean, as an adult now, she still drinks the Shaklee protein. And when we talk about the alfalfa and the Herblax, those are probably one of the best that you could take. Get into some of the selenium as well. I had a friend that was dying of scleroderma, and in Mayo Clinic, they kind of told her that she was not a lot they could do for her anymore. And she started on Shaklee, and she lived another 3.5 years before she passed away.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's really, I mean, something. My husband just said not 3.5 years, 8 years.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so it's really something to be proud proud of when you take Shaklee, to think back of all the people that really have been helped by Shaklee. And also, if you think that maybe some of the Shaklee stuff is just like another, take a spoon and put, say, alfalfa or Herblax or something on the spoon, and put fire underneath that. Okay, all it will do will, like, it'll just become like a powder. Now you take something, like take an alfalfa from the store, and you put it on a spoon, and you put fire underneath that. You will not believe there will be gunk and black stuff and tar and sticky stuff. So when they talk about that the Shaklee vitamins are all natural and everything, they are definitely telling you the truth. I mean, there is a big difference in going to even a natural food store and buying them versus from Shaklee. So I totally with you guys on Shaklee all the way, and everything that you guys have said tonight is totally true. And anybody that's on here, I hope that you guys, take a second look at this.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Kathy. We're going to invite you to everything we do.
Yes, right?
What a testimony. It is totally true, though. I mean, I think that's why Heather and I are doing this, is because we've seen the improvements in our own health, and we want to spread that throughout. I mean, obviously all of our friends and family and beyond, because it's pretty amazing, some of the testimonies we've seen and heard.
One other question, Tracy, from Jennifer. She just texted me.
Okay.
She was wondering, what do you eat after the reset? And I know, I think that kind of varies with everybody, at least from my experience. However, for me, like, I've been really trying to jumpstart the whole weight loss thing. And, I guess I didn't share this, but since July, I've lost 22 inches total. And I mean, I'm measuring from my neck all the way down to my calves. I have dropped a solid 2 dress sizes, but I've only taken off about 15 to 20 pounds. I mean, not a tremendous number there. However, the inches are coming up. Because I obviously have a little bit more weight that I really would like to lose. After the reset, I do a smoothie yet for breakfast. Throughout the day, any of the munching or snacks that I want, I will do fresh fruits and veggies. I will do another shake yet for lunch, and then dinner time is when I eat with my family. And we do try to make sure that anywhere from a third to the half of a plate is going to be the vegetables, and then the rest with meat and grains. So for me, that's what I'm doing. I know, Tracy, I think you went down to 1 shake a day. Is that right?
Well, after my initial weight loss, when I hit where I felt like I was where I wanted to be weight-wise, and hit that healthy weight, I do maybe about 4 to 5 times a week. I'll have a smoothie for breakfast or lunch. It kind of just depends on the day and the routine of the day. But yeah, I mean, I try to eat healthy. I'm not perfect. And that's the coolest thing, is that, we just moved from Wisconsin to North Carolina about 6 months ago. And during that time, oh my gosh, we were eating out all the time and packing and all that kind of stuff. And it was just chaos. I mean, we were not eating healthy, but I was able to maintain the weight I had lost, and I have not gained anything back. And it's like a miracle. And I truly believe that it's just because, I had lost the weight and maintained that muscle mass during that process. And that's going to naturally help you burn off the junk that you're eating, because none of us can eat 100% wonderfully all the time. I mean, it's not fair, right? There's good stuff out there we want to eat.
That's right.
So yeah, I mean, I try to eat healthy when I can. I try to at least have a smoothie every day or so. But I mean, I really am just eating a regular, I try to eat more veggies, but I just eat probably like most of you do.
Right.
I have one question. You hear?
Say, there's Dad.
Is this Kathy? Yeah, go ahead.
I hear so much about apple cider anymore, mixing it, with your water and having it, having connect.
I try to eat an old fashioned or two every day. That's healthy.
I think that you're cutting in and out a little bit, but I think your question was about apple cider vinegar. And I am not an expert on that by any means. I personally have never done that, but I have heard that there's wonderful, benefits to doing that. But I guess it would just come down to personally for you, what would you like to do? I personally would not like to drink apple cider vinegar.
Oh, me either.
But I'm sure that I know that a lot of people that do, and that's great for them. And, I just am not an expert at any means to share information on that. But we do only have about 2 minutes left on here.
Does that give you the diarrhea?
No, it doesn't. And I was so scared of that. I remember asking Tracy, I'm like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to be running to the bathroom at work and everybody looking at me like I'm some crazy woman. But it definitely, it's a gentle thing. It's not like you're running to the bathroom with the diarrhea. I mean, for me, I take one in the morning, I take one at nighttime
in the
morning, and I'm able to just go to the bathroom in the morning. So it's not,
it's not like an all day you're going to be in and having issues with it. It's pretty much more like it gets you on that regular pattern of, things are flowing the way they should. So,
exactly.
So I am going to say goodbye to all of you. If you guys have additional questions, I know that we're less than a minute. It's going to cut us off. So thank you all so much for coming. I know Heather and I both appreciate you all so much, and it's so fun to meet you. And please feel free to reach out with more questions to Heather or myself, or we can do a 3-way call or something in the future too. So thank you all.
Thanks,
and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, see you guys. Bye.
And I will attempt.
Bye, Kathy.
And I will attempt to end the meeting if I can get my mouse to work as usual here.
We can all leave the meeting too.
Yes, you can click the leave meeting button. I'm finding it here. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.